What's up, Internet? It is November 4th. The spooks are over. This is episode 23 of the Park Bench. My name is C. Parks.
And I'm Golden Rose K.
And today we're going to talk about video games.
Yeah, we are. But first, I have a business opportunity that I think we really need to, I just need to get out there. All right.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready, I think.
You know how, there are things that are just iconic, and they're so iconic, they're used in, every trailer nowadays, every movie. It's just something that everybody knows. And I think that what we really need to do is get really good at motorcycles and then charge people to do an Akira slide with them.
Oh, okay. So, you want to be the Akira slide specialist stunt team.
Yeah, and we're gonna get people. You can hop on the back, and we're gonna go really fast in one direction, and then we're gonna Akira slide. And it'll be I don't know, $100 a run. I will have to math out. We have to figure out where the market needs to meet us.
Okay, how many?
I just think
how many Akira slides do you want per ride? Do you go back and forth? Yeah.
And you might be asking, Kate, you don't like driving, and I say 2 wheels has to be easier than 4. So
less wheels, less problems. Mo wheels, mo problems.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they say.
I think this
out in the streets. I mean, you could also even just make the Akira slide amusement park ride.
Yeah, that would also work, and probably be less dangerous and have a lot less liability issues. But
yeah,
we gotta do what we gotta do with the money that we have.
And at first, it's just you wanna learn to Akira slide and then bring people on the back of the bike with you. Yeah. See, now I'm thinking. So it can't just be an Akira slide. It can't just be the action of the slide. There's got to be some sort of setup and some sort of backdrop around it that is also.
Yeah, we more costs coming into this business venture, but we got to get a big warehouse that we can put in a lot of props, a lot of environmental danger looking things. We're really turning this into a theme park right now. But we need to really sell the fact that this slide is important. We need to be doing it now or we'll die. And to really get the customer in the zone of oh man, 1, we the adrenaline's hitting, and 2, we're really cool.
Yeah. And then there can be a random chance factor in it where there's a 2% chance that behind you after the Akira slide there's an explosion.
Yeah, there you go. And if you want to guarantee the explosion, though, you just have to pay a huge amount extra.
It's an Instagram thing too. It's for the shot.
It's for the shot.
It's an Instagrammable moment.
Yeah, and we'll have packages that will have cameras set up, and it will have it so all right, you can get your pictures in, you can have how many pictures you want, what type of pictures, freeze frames, all that kind of stuff. We make you wear some safety equipment, but it looks cool, right?
We've gone too far with this, and now it's starting to sound like a thing that could happen, and somebody could do this.
And it's us.
We're gonna start researching this and find out that's like there's already some like team like putting together this venture out in like Japan or something. Anyways,
video games.
Other than thinking about your Akira Slide business venture ride park thing, what have you been doing for the last week?
What have I been doing? I went to the movies a couple times. Saw Chainsaw Man movie for 3 times. And wow. I saw Begonia, which ruled as well.
That's the new one by that guy.
Yeah, Yorgos.
Yeah.
The Poor Things director.
Yes.
And so I went to go see that. Those were good. I played some video games. I'm going to talk on the show. Citizen Sleeper 2, Dispatch. And then I've been working on Final Fantasy Tactics.
Nice.
Getting slowly and surely getting through that. How about you?
For the past week, I have barely been playing games. I had Tiana and her family, hi Tiana in chat, visit us. And then at the end of that, I got sick. And then I just kind of like stayed sick and tired for like all last week. But want to know the game that I've picked? I don't even want to say picked up, but that I've like dabbled in a couple times again. It's a mobile game, Clash Royale.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember playing that in like 2014.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, I remember being pretty big into it. I think Alex played it, Kim played it. There's a bunch of people who played it. And yeah, it's still like really big, and I, for whatever reason, just like it was installed on my phone, so I was like, let me update this and try, and I played a few games of Clash Royale. So could be dangerous.
Could be.
Could be.
I'm sure it's like so new, and there's so many more mechanics and units and whatnot.
There are new units, new balances, and then yeah, just like new mechanics with like I forget what it's called, like essentially like evolutions or something like that, where it's like new units you can like get new abilities for them if they're in this slot of your deck or something. And yeah,
gotcha. One of the things that I think is neat in this era of video game making is that in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second of the remakes, one of the mini games for one of the areas is just Final Fantasy VII Clash Royale.
Okay.
They just it's pretty blatant that it's almost 1-for-1. You have your little timers with your units, and you have your 2 lanes, and it's like you have to break down the tower, the turrets before you can attack like their main thing. It's almost 1-for-1, except for their Final Fantasy base. And I was like, all right, this is cute and adorable.
Okay. Fine.
And they make everyone like, it's because like Cloud and Co get like isekai'd into this mini game, and they're very polygonal. So it's like they're all HD high res versions of their old classic Final Fantasy VII models. So it's like that's kind of fun too.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Yeah.
That was last week. This week, what are we talking about this week? We're talking about this stuff. Animal Crossing New Horizons is getting an update. 3.0 coming out in January. We'll talk about that. You'll talk about Citizen Sleeper 2.
Yeah, I will.
I'm gonna talk about what is being called the casuals extraction shooter, which is Arc Raiders. Dispatch so far, because not all of the episodes are out yet. Are they called episodes?
Yep.
Okay.
There are 4 episodes out now, and then tomorrow 5 and 6 come out. So.
And then me, for whatever reason, I'm going to talk about dinosaur games with some dinosaurs.
We know the reason.
You've there was one recently where you were like you're like, Chris, look at this game, and I was like, yeah, I know that one. I know that one already. I know that dinosaur game.
Next week we'll be talking about Train like games, and like that won't have any be for any reason either.
Okay, listen. Trains in video games is good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The best battle royale maps include trains in them. Okay. The Fortnite train, that's a fun thing that just happens, as well as an Apex when Apex had a train like years ago. I don't know anything about Apex anymore.
You should look up Locomon. He's a Digimon.
Well, okay, let's look up Locomon real quick. Last topic we're going to talk about, we're going to look at the Metroid Prime 4 trailer. Locomon. Digimon. Wow.
He's really cool. He has his own movie.
He's a movie?
Yeah, one of the Digimon Tamers movies, he's like the villain, quote unquote. Not really a villain, but and he has like an Elvis accent, and he goes, I gotta run. I wanna keep on running. Anyway, look him on rules.
Yeah, look at this guy. That's a train. That sure is a train.
He has a higher evolution. I just don't remember what his name is.
A bigger one? Wow, so fun. It digivolves from Strike whatever, and
yeah, a lot of
can digivolve to High Andromon and Ground Locomon. All right, let's look at these guys.
Yeah,
that train can turn into this guy. Sure. Or this bigger train thing.
Wow.
Okay.
One of like the kind of like the other things in its like family of evolutions, which I like a little bit more, is Blimpmon and Master Blimpmon, which are just basically the same concept but giant metal blimps.
Okay.
Anyway, Digimon's wacky.
I also like blimps. Anyway, though, other than Digimon and trains, maybe next week, who knows? Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. Why didn't this work? Because it's hidden.
Oh.
Bamp. Animal Crossing update 3.0. Okay. It's 3.0 for reference. 2.0 came out in 2021. 4 years ago.
Yep.
Some of the things in this that I can remember off the top of my head, it's going through the trailer anyway. Enhanced resolution. It was a 12-minute trailer. Okay, actually, first, let's just say there's two parts to this, right?
Yes. The paid part and free part.
There is a paid part for the Switch 2 edition. That's the part that they're talking about right now in the trailer. You can pay $5 to upgrade to the Switch 2 edition, which gets you slightly better graphics, and you can use mouse controls for decorating and for, any type of designing that needs to be done, which is cool. Nintendo even says they were like, we think this is a better way to do this with the mouse.
Yeah, it streamlines the entire thing.
Yeah.
Completely.
Also, for whatever reason, the Megaphone is a Switch 2 edition only item, which is basically, I guess it's because the Switch 2 has a built-in microphone, but
yeah,
basically you yell a villager's name into the megaphone, and they basically like respond to you, so you know where they are.
Hey, you, Pikachu! Pikachu!
Yep, and then Pikachu says, I'm over here. And then you run to Pikachu. Also, as they're touching on in the trailer, more players online. You could have up to 8 people on island. Now you can have up to 12. I don't really care about that part,
Yeah, having 12 people on an island at once feels like it's. I mean, it's good for the people who have 11 other friends who are playing this game or are like hooked up
I don't
within the community.
even have 11 friends.
It will take, I feel like, unless that also got like adjusted with the Switch 2, is like the
yeah.
You know, like when you get somebody to go onto your island, it goes like, all right, loading on the, goes to a different screen, loading on the island. They get there. It takes like a minute each time, and that just feels like mildly a hassle.
I'll pause it. Yeah, no, it's already like, so it's like, hey, somebody's joining your island. Stop what you're doing right now so they can join. And then you're like, no, I'm in the middle of something. And then it's just like, oh, they couldn't join, I guess. Then they couldn't fly to the island because you're still fishing or whatever. And then it'll be like, oh, someone's coming. Stop what you're doing. You stop what you're doing. And then it goes through the whole animation. And then they land. And you're like, yay. And now with 12 people, it's going to be like, oh, next person's coming. And it's just going to be like half an hour of just like people flying in and nobody doing anything.
Yeah. And that's just, it's like, ugh.
Unless
I can just go on a plane.
Unless, like you said, unless they change that and just didn't talk about it, because I'll talk about it in a little bit. There are changes that people have seen or maybe even read about that weren't in this trailer. Some like quality of life things that people like. But yeah, if you have a Switch 2, you can upgrade for $5, which is very reasonable in my mind. And then also the free 3.0 update. The big thing is the hotel.
Yes.
Cap'n and Cap'n's family run a hotel.
All those captains.
There's a new dock off your island with a hotel on it. And this was, a lot of this sounded similar to another update that they did in the past, a DLC.
Yeah, the DLC that like you have to create like everyone's dream home or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
I think, was it like vacation homes or something?
Yeah, it feels very derivative of that in this one. And it's just like you're doing the same concept. You're like, someone's coming to stay at the hotel and you're making that room as like best as you can to suit their needs. And it's just like, yeah, Happy Home Paradise is the name of the DLC. And it's just very odd. And maybe they just don't know as like a team like how to really spice it up, I guess. I don't know.
I think that could be part of it. Also, I guess like this is free, whereas the Happy Home thing was paid. It was paid DLC to do this before, and now you get it for free at the hotel. Another difference, I guess, though, is the paid DLC, you traveled to another island where it was laid out with a bunch of homes. You could see villagers there that wanted you to design their vacation home for them. And then it had some like special items that you could get from doing those jobs. Oh god.
Oh my god, are you okay? Are you okay?
I don't know what happened. Lost all the air.
Yeah.
But that's similar to this. You do jobs here, you get special tickets, you can buy special things only from the hotel. But the hotel, unlike the Happy Paradise thing, is on your island. So it's easier to get to or whatever. But from my understanding, when villagers come to stay at the hotel, you could also potentially see them wandering around your village. And you can decorate hotel clothing for guests, so they could potentially be also wearing your designs. So that's neat, I guess. Also, just to point it out real quick, what they just did there, bulk crafting.
Yeah, that's also new.
That's new. You can now craft in bulk, which is great. You don't have to do one at a time. But yeah, the hotel thing, this is the big like content, I guess, for this update. Like I said, nothing new unless you
there's that.
Didn't pay for it.
There's also the Slumber Island, which is like basically like creative mode. It seems like it's just like you get to just make your own pseudo island, like that. They're temporary. It's like if you're just bored and you're like, I want to decorate something new or try something out new, you can do it there.
Well, the other thing with that, so yeah, there's those Slumber Islands where you can have 3 saved. You can create, or you can choose what size you want your island to be, and you can choose from a couple different, I think it's like 4 different layouts for each one. And yeah, it's just like you can design this island from scratch basically, but you can do it with friends.
Yes.
On your personal island, when friends come and visit, they can't decorate, they can't change the landscape, they can't like mess with your island. Where now you can create these slumber islands where you and your friends can all do the designing together, which is what it's about to show in this trailer now. So that is also something that is like neat.
It's slumber time. I just like that. Sorry.
It's funny. The 2 things that I've seen a lot from from reactions from this trailer and this news, this update. First, 2 things that we haven't touched on real quick. 1, the Switch 2 edition, you can use the camera and your little face will pop up alongside your character while you're running around. And then number 2, which we just saw, is Resetti. You can basically pay Resetti to like clean up parts of your island, and he'll like throw stuff in your storage and whatnot. So much of what I've seen for reactions to this have been, a lot of stuff is like aimed at making it easier for people to come back into the world and play. Like that's the Resetti thing, right? You come into your island and you're like, oh, I just want to like wipe this stuff out or clean this up. You can just have Resetti do it instead of wasting your time.
And I think that's probably like just like as you said, like it's really, really good to help get people back in who might be overwhelmed looking at their island and seeing how much of a mess it is, and like being like, all right, just like, blank slate, let's do it again. Because jumping off that point is something I find fascinating about this update, is that I think this means that Animal Crossing Next is really far away. And I think they might even be like positioning this game, New Horizons, as like the Mario Kart 8 of the Switch 1.
So that's something that I kind of wanted to talk about with this is like those points exactly, is like we get this 3.0 update, adds new content, tries to make it, easier for people to get back in, adds some like new cooperative multiplayer stuff. But what does that mean for the next game or the future? And my gut reaction is they're far off.
Yeah. Also, sorry, can I cut you off real quick to talk about what just happened on the screen? Because this does make me annoyed as fucking all hell. Is that you need a goddamn Nintendo Online service to play the goddamn fucking Ice Climbers and all the like the retro games that you could just play on the online service. And in the olden days,
they were just
back in my day, they were just there. You could play Excitebike, or whatever, just on the little NES in the game on my GameCube. But now you have to make sure you have to pay. It's annoying as all hell. Sorry.
And I actually forgot about.
Remembered that happened.
I forgot about these last few things. Is the Lego collaboration, as well as like the Zelda collaboration with new people and items and outfits and stuff for the Zelda stuff.
Yeah, it does all look really good.
And Oh, and Splatoon. That's right. This stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is up your alley right here. You love the Splatoon aesthetic.
I do love the Splatoon aesthetic. Give me the music in the game.
Yeah. But yeah, so much of what this update showed for people was that the ease of getting back into it, and then also, man, this would have gone hard in COVID if they had the camera, and then like the extra content and updates. So yeah, it's
a little bit of like their hardware, like just not being there at that time. But also just Animal Crossing in general during COVID, like that, it was such a I don't like a lucky thing for Nintendo. This sounds horrible,
no,
but like Animal Crossing sold extremely well during COVID. It would have still sold very well regardless. Mm-hmm. But I think that being at that time in that moment and being like a calming, relaxing, also community-based thing that you could talk about easily online was really magical for the moment. Mm-hmm. And like, if they had all of the extra stuff, incredible. 10 out of 10. That being said, the Switch 1 technology wasn't there for most, if not any of this.
Yeah. But now that the hardware is there, and we've got this 3.0 update, we touched on it a little bit. Like, both our assumption is that the next Animal Crossing is far off.
Yes.
You said yourself that this could be the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe of Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
After this update has, been announced, and obviously before trying it, because we can't time travel, unlike in Animal Crossing. What more would you like from Animal Crossing?
That's like what I was wondering when I was watching this. Is like, one, I was like, my brain is like, do I want to go back? Do I want to get back into this, like that ecosystem, that the cycle, I'm trying to remember the exact word I'm trying to use, but like that world, do I want to go back into Animal Crossing? And what would it take to get me back? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff in this Animal Crossing update that looks awesome. That looks fun. It looks good. But like, is it enough for me? I'm not 100% sure. But I also don't know what more I'd want, to the point when like we were talking about this. Like, I don't know what you even do for a next Animal Crossing after this, considering New Horizons like really felt like the peak of the franchise. That being said, we don't know.
Yeah,
more. We don't know what comes next.
It could be one of those things where they don't exactly know. So with this new hardware, they just kind of keep pushing content into this while they build that new idea. Because it's, what did we go from? We had City Folk, New Leaf, and New Horizons. Were the last three, right? I'm not crazy. Other than
that sounds about right.
Pocket Camp.
Camp. Actually did come up with an idea.
Okay, go for it.
I think the next step, and it's not, and it is a little bit Nintendo, so it could still happen. But I do wonder if Switch 2 hardware can do it, or if it's for like just even farther down the line. I think the next step is to go more MMO with it, more Second Life with it. I think you make it more streamlined between being able to visit people's like places. I think you have a co-world even maybe that's easily accessible online. Truly like an Animal Crossing Second Life.
Yeah, some of the things I was just thinking were with New Horizons, you have your island and you travel to other islands, right? You travel, there's the islands that you can travel to for resources, You can find like the rare islands that have like the different types of fruit that you might not have on your island, which is a way to get them if you don't have like a friend's island to visit with them. You travel to the Happy Home Decorator island. And then in City Folk, you had the bus that traveled, or the train or whatever it was, it traveled and took you into the city. And I think another Animal Crossing could benefit from more places to go. And to kind of build off of your idea, maybe when you do travel into the city, you see instances of other real life people.
Yeah.
You can see other people's characters running around the city in their outfits and whatnot. It helps make the city feel like it's alive and like you're going to a city to see other real people. And then I don't remember the extent of City Folks city, but you could go in and maybe find other real life people's shops for their designs and stuff like that. There are ways to get other people's designs now, but I think
more like a streamlined version.
Yeah, so I think more places to travel, and then like you said, more just seeing other people, real life people.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Animal Crossing, the new frontier, the next frontier, and it's like you have hub city that you can go back to. Then you get on your little train, and you and anyone else can collab in colonizing. That Nintendo will surely handle well. This whole brand new area, and you'll invite like people to come live in the Wild West that you're at, and you build up your little Wild West town. It can be modern; it doesn't have to be Wild West. But that's just what I'm taking from. And Nintendo will surely handle all of the colonization implications very well.
Yeah. One thing that I do like about this new free update with Animal Crossing is that Slumber Island with its like cooperative like building and decorating. There are a lot of games now where you like a lot of like survival games, I guess. You can build these like worlds together.
Mm-hmm.
Power World, of course, like Minecraft, Valheim, all these worlds where it's like it's not just yours. When you invite somebody into the world, they are an actual part of the world and can interact and do anything that you can in it. So I like that about the Slumber Island thing. In an updated Animal Crossing, I wouldn't mind if there were more settings and toggles for your main island to make it so people can come and actually like do stuff. Because there are, I think there are toggles now, but it's very basic stuff. Like I think it's like, can they dig on the island or something like that, right? Like, can they dig up your fossils?
Something like as simple as like you being able to like pick friend codes of that that have like designing rights on your island, or like even to the point where like in this like next one you can have friend codes that like allow you to share your space, like your island too. Like they can have their house on your same like area.
You could have it so there's like
you have your server.
You have the community house, right? On your island. And
we're going to college. Animal Crossing dorm.
But you can no. So you can have it so that when a friend loads into your game, like let's say you can have 8 people, right? There's 8 different rooms. You can design one room. And then when you leave, the room disappears too, right? So that way other people's rooms can populate. It's just like, so that way when you join the island, the room that you design populates one of those rooms. So you have your room on that person's island. And then, yeah, maybe then there's the communal space that anyone can decorate or something. I don't know. But I think that could be fun, you know? I join your island. I have a room that I can decorate and make my own. I step out into the communal area and I'm like, what the heck did everyone do out here? This is so gross. And then I clean it up. And then Alex joins. And Alex is like, what did you do with my mess? I left it in the communal.
Yeah. And while you're doing this, you go to college and you get your Animal Crossing design degree. And all right, our two pitches
Tom Nook is the dean.
Yeah, Tom Nook is the dean. This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
We have the college route for Animal Crossing, and we have like the New Frontier route. Perfect.
Perfect. Beautiful. Yeah. So that's, that's our Animal Crossing pitch. That's what we would do with Animal Crossing if we were Nintendo. I work for the design team already. She's right. She works for the design team of this company. Last thing, if we can think of anything for this right now, what Switch 1 games are left that you would like to see get a Switch 2 upgrade and accompanied with like some sort of update like this?
Yeah. So I wrote it really quickly in the doc once I saw the question there. I think something like the Metroid Prime remaster. I think that leading up or right after Metroid Prime 4 comes out, you add the mouse controls to it. You just make it so you can play Metroid Prime remaster as an FPS, and maybe you. I don't know if that game needs any more like fidelity or frame, because I think it's pretty damn good anyway. But you can tinker around with that. That was the first thing that came to my mind because Metroid Prime 4 is right around the corner. Other than that, I'm trying to Rolodex brain. We fixed Link's Awakening, right? Not that I really ever had an issue with Link's Awakening's frame rate, but I know a lot of people did. So I can't think of anything off the top of my head. You got anything?
The two things that came to my mind, first, actually there's three things. First was Splatoon. We don't know much about that next Splatoon thing that they're making. The
Raiders.
The Splatoon Raiders. We don't know what that is exactly. And Splatoon 3 did get an update, which helped with like frame rate and stuff like that for Switch 2, but there was no real Switch 2 edition of Splatoon 3. So maybe Splatoon 3 could get some sort of Switch 2 edition, dependent on what this Splatoon Raiders even is. Another one was Luigi's Mansion.
Yep. I was just thinking about it.
Just because it's like we've seen Mario Wonder get its Switch 2 edition, and so I was just trying to think like what are other like pretty big Nintendo games that I haven't seen anything for a while that maybe they can put something up for. Luigi's Mansion was one thing I thought of. Maybe that can get a Switch 2 edition with the standard stuff, enhanced visuals and frame rates and whatnot, and then maybe add in another mode or some floors to the tower. I don't really know what else you could do with that, but I'm sure Nintendo could figure it out. And then the last thing is what I've been saying since before the Switch 2 came out is Pokemon Unite. Give Pokemon Unite a Switch 2 edition. From everything I have heard, just like most Switch 1 games, Pokemon Unite runs better on Switch 2. But give it a Switch 2 edition, improve those, push those improvements even further, give it the mouse control, And like, yeah, maybe update the UI or something. I don't know. Make it, because one of my things with Pokemon Unite on Switch is just like how mobile gamey the menus and stuff feel, and I would like it not to feel that way.
Yeah, like just kind of like up make it more of like, I guess, a console experience, a full experience. One of the other games that while you're talking I thought of, not Nintendo first party, but something that I think could really do, trapped on the Switch one, is something like Astral Chain. Astral Chain is a really good game, but it does have like a lot of some performance issues and some like stuff like graphically that I think could really improve. And I also think that like even like the mouse controls might really help it too.
You're saying the cops in this game have some performance issues?
When do they not? But I think that was something that came to my mind. I'm sure Bayonetta 3 probably needs something too, but
could see some Bayonetta stuff, yeah. But yeah, so it's I think it's a harder question to answer going from Switch 1 to Switch 2 compared to Wii U to Switch. I think when we saw it happen a lot when we went to Switch from Wii U, a lot of stuff got like brought over or ported from Wii U to Switch because of how little the Wii U sold and its failure. But because of how many people had that Switch, that like problem isn't here for Switch 2. So now it's not just like, oh man, please bring over Paper Mario because nobody played it. But now it's just like, all right, well, everyone had a Switch and played the games on it. What can we make better with better hardware? So
we'll see. Yeah, I think like a big part of it also, like these Switch 2 editions are just to help fill the library and give you a reason to play some of these games for new adopters, while they attempt to, actually make Switch 2 games. So, which will happen and come.
My frames are dropping.
A
lot of raindrops. Oh well, this will be
my stream.
It's recorded. It's recorded. Watch it on the YouTubes. Yeah, so I think that's the last of it for this topic for Animal Crossing, unless there's any more.
Going from Animal Crossing Switch 2 update to Citizen Sleeper 2. I didn't do that very well. I could have done a better segue.
Do it again.
Animal Crossing Switch 2, now more like Citizen Sleeper 2.
Okay.
In Animal Crossing, the new Animal Crossing update, you go to sleep as a citizen. Here's the second one. Yeah, I got nothing else for that segue.
You tried.
I did try, and therefore I'm immune to all criticism ever.
Yeah. So I just want to comment real quick on my frames thing with Citizen Sleeper 2. My frames are dropping like crazy. It's my settings are at 3,000 kilobits per second. It's currently trying to do over 5,000.
What the heck?
Yeah, so I don't know what OBS is doing, but it's trying to double what I want it to do. So that's crazy. But anyway, tell me about Citizen Sleeper 2.
Yeah, so I finally got around to playing Citizen Sleeper 2, which came out earlier this year in January. And one of the reasons why I want to talk about it is that we know, you and I both talked a lot about, and everyone in the world knows, that this year is very much the year of the indie game. But those indie games, there's a lot of heavy hitters on top. I think Citizen Sleeper 2 is a pretty darn excellent game that maybe is like on the tier right below it. Like, I don't like, this isn't a game that I think like can measure up to like the game of the year talk for like this year. But any other year, I might put it in like a conversation of like maybe best indie or something like that. It just so happens that this year is so skewed. But Citizen Sleeper 2 is a sequel to Citizen Sleeper. It is what the easiest way to explain it is a single player tabletop game. It is a game like a dice management kind of resource management in general, where you start your day and you have a pool of die, and then you have your little jobs. Like you have different things that you can interact with. You have like you can go to a job and use one of your dice to earn money. And it will tell you like, okay, if you use a 3 instead of a 6, you might have a 25% chance to get a great outcome, 50% chance to get an okay outcome, and 25% chance to get a negative outcome. So you kind of want to like pick and choose when you use your die. Other than that, beautiful cyberpunk aesthetic, just like everything about this game. The music is super chill. There's some obviously like danger, like kind of like things are going bad happening with it, but everyone's designs are really good. That being said, something that probably keeps it away from that like excellent tier is like lack of voice acting. So it is very much of like interactive novel territory. Like you're just reading, you're just like vibing and taking in the story at your own pace, which I like. But at the same time, I know a lot of people are like, even with Disco Elysium, they're like, they didn't get into it until the voice acting was added, like for the entire thing instead of just part of it. But yeah,
I'll say the visuals for this, I love like the art, the UI, like how stylistic it is. I think it looks beautiful. I do think that some of its presentation, while it is beautiful, its presentation along with its like dice management, like worker placement kind of stuff, is more intimidating, a little less approachable than some of these other like indie game of the year kind of titles that you know we're talking about. So I do think that that is something that will it being an indie game that kind of like holds it back from the game of the year kind of stuff with like its super mass appeal. But that aside, Citizen Sleeper 1 was a hit. It was popular. And like critically like acclaimed, reviewed very well. So like for anyone watching who thinks it looks beautiful like I do, but maybe a little intimidating, it's not that bad. From everything that I've like seen and heard about it, it's like it like might visually look a little busy with like its UI and all that, but this game's cool, so just try it.
One of the things that like I think might scare somebody, and I think I think it's a really hard lesson to learn. Like I'm gonna get a little bit philosophical about gaming in general, is that when you start playing a video game, I think most people are in the mindset of they need to win, they need to min-max their time, they need to do everything perfectly because they want to see the perfect outcome, right? That's a natural response. This game does a wonderful job at allowing you to fail forward and adding it to the narrative. It does like you can mess up horribly. The tutorial of this game, you can fail. And the plot still moves forward. I did one run where I did it and I had like the outcome that I got at the end of the day, but I wanted to see what would happen if I just messed up more. So I ran it for a little bit longer on another run, the day night, or the day they're called cycles. So I ran through a couple cycles in a new one, just seeing what would happen if I didn't do well. Like if I did even worse than I might have done. And I still got to where I like to certain key moments, but the way I got there was different. The way that the narrative shaped was different. The way the characters reacted were different. So there's a lot of really interesting, like, kind of not like a choose your own adventure novel, like when you were young, like that you read and then it was like, oh, you die. It was like, no, we still are going to get there. And I think that's like not always the easiest lesson to learn, is to like be like okay with failing in like video games. And this is something that this game does a really good job at like allowing you to do.
Yeah, it's kind of that thing with like, you know, a lot of roguelikes too, where like, you know, I heard it in Blueprints a lot. Maybe just because that was like the start of the year with these indie games. Where people were getting frustrated because they kept losing. And it's just like, well, you don't lose. Like, you just do it again. Like, that's the whole point of it. And this is like, it's not a roguelike, right?
Nope.
But it still carries that same like feeling of like, yeah, like losing isn't necessarily a failure. You know, in a lot of roguelikes, Hades 2, Blueprints, like when you lose, there is still some progression that you've made. And so like while this isn't a roguelike, it still has that same like system, it sounds like, where it's just like you can like you fail forward a little bit.
I think like the only way to like truly like there are resource management parts of this game that can get you close to loot, like to a state where you probably like are like ready to give up. Your dice have health, and it takes like resources to repair that health. And I think if you like are consistently on your back foot with that, that can become very stressful. But it's also like that's how this world setting is in a certain way. Like it wants you like if you're playing really well and doing everything like almost perfectly, sometimes the game's narrative of it being like you're on the run and things are bad, like almost kind of juxtaposes like your actual experience playing the game. Because it's supposed to be stressful. These characters are stressed. They're on the run. There's big corporations, classic cyberpunk stuff coming after them. But I still think that as a narrative, it works really, really well. And this game is worth playing. And I guess the last thing is that comparatively to the first one, this like very much like any sequel or most sequels, the scope is bigger. There's more freedom of choice in this game. There's more places that you can visit. There's more freedom of how you want to approach certain things and when you want to. And then there's these missions that you go on. Like in order to make money, you will go on jobs, and then those jobs are like the stressor, like the main stressor of the game, where it's like you need to maybe do well in this job. If you fail too many dice rolls, like say you need to get you need to survey an asteroid, and if you keep messing up, the asteroid might just break in half and you won't be able to survey it. Or you're being overly cautious and not wanting to use your worst dice. So you keep expanding like sleep cycles, but you didn't buy enough food. So like you have a timer on like when you're going to start running out of food and start starving. If you start starving, you get more stress. You get more stress. For example, if you have 2 stress, anytime your dice roll a 1, your dice takes a damage. Your dice takes 3 damage. Then it's gone until you fix it. So like that's like where the stressor comes in, where like the all right, like I'm so close to getting this part of this mission done. Do I want to risk using a 2 because it's a 50-50 shot of it being a like a neutral outcome or a negative outcome? That's where like I don't know, like the game really shines, I think.
And so you talked about like the stress and like timers for stuff. Mm-hmm. How much of this game has like active timers where it's just like you have 15 seconds to make a decision, go?
It's not active, so it's not like, it's not specific, like you have like it's like trying to hurry you. It is very much, it wants you to think. It's very much like you have, say you have your 6 dice, and those are the dice you have for this day, and but it will be like, this mission will fail if you don't do it within 4 days time. So you need to min max, or you need to figure out where to use your die and how to use your die. Like what, like you need to think, do you want to, because you, I didn't explain, but you have classes in this game, and your classes, and as you level up, it dictates like, do your dice have positives or negatives for certain types of jobs? And you have a crew that has their own stats too. So it's like, do you want to risk putting in like a 3 or a 2 in this one spot where you have no bonuses, because you really need to get this one part of this job done quicker? Or do you want to like play it safe and use only those die for like the things that you know you're good at, and just hope for tomorrow you'll have a better shot? You know, you only have so many tomorrows.
Yeah, the stress and the timers on things aren't in seconds, or like it's not reactive. It's all like turns, basically. It's like, yeah, how many turns you can do, not like how quickly you can do an action. Which again, I think for, you know, someone who's looking into this, I think that helps make it less intimidating, where it's just like, oh, I can just like sit and read through this and think about it, and like when I think I have the answer that I want to go with, I can just do it. If not, I'll just sit here, go to work, and come back. So there is like that sense of relief for this game, which I appreciate, because like you said, like the characters are stressed, and like the narrative is stressful. So like it's almost like it doesn't overwhelm you with that feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Like I played this like more or less like within the last week. I played through the entire thing. I wish I had my runtime, but it was like, it wasn't over like 12. Like I'll open up Steam so I can get it just for transparency. But I didn't like, it wasn't, it's not an incredibly long game. It was something I was able to play through like in a few sittings. And like it does, because of the way the narrative like changes over runs and whatnot, and with failures and kind of really understanding the core mechanics of it, it does like kind of like be like, hey, you can play through this again. Yeah, I have 9.5 hours in this game to do an entire run. And that's something that's like, you can try a different class. You can do it again. You can try to just do it better now that you know how certain missions work. You can try to get your perfect narrative, if you really want to, or just different. You can recruit different characters, go about the jobs a different way, because there are going to be like decision points and whatnot. It is very much a narrative game. Hopefully, try to get a different ending.
It's interesting. The first game, when it came out, like because it came out a few years ago, the like narrative I got for its release was like very much along the lines of like, oh man, this is such a great game, but it feels kind of like it's like kind of like buried underneath like all the other releases coming out. And with a sequel, I feel like it should sort of like break away from that a little bit, obviously, because it has more like notoriety now. But it's also released in the year of like all these like top-notch amazing indie games where almost again it feels like the people who know about it are gonna know and want this and like play it, and probably it'll do fine like selling. But like I don't know, it's just funny seeing this next to all the other indie games after like, for at least again my experience of the narrative was it was like buried the first time around. It was like a sleeper hit kind of, you know. um yeah, I don't know, I would like to see these guys keep being able to keep doing more and more because I don't know, the style behind these games is rad.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with pretty much everything you said, and just like I I love it, and I one of the things that's like hard to talk about in something like this is just like how much like the narrative resonated like with me. Like I don't want to go into like the like any spoilers or any kind of thing like that, but like it's a really good story. You just have to be willing to like give it like like I don't know, like your time, your effort to like, because it's an interactive book, and it's a pretty fucking good interactive book.
Yeah, yeah, it's something that like again with that first one that came out, and like I have the game up on the screen here, and like just from screenshots and images, I looked at this game as like a board game, video game,
100%.
basically. And it has that, but it is largely narrative based. Like for anyone paying attention, the beginning of this I skipped ahead to like see some more stuff like this, but the beginning of this video was like so narrative heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very much of like I one of the topics I thought about bringing to the show at one point is like the narrative versus gameplay discussion, um, and like where do you lean on it? And even though I know the answer, but just like going through and talking about like how and like how much does a game being so far in one direction affect your enjoyment, or like is that even something you like seek out? Because between Citizen Sleeper 2 and the fourth topic today, this was a narrative week for me. Like I played an interactive book slash board game, and then I watched an interactive movie basically.
Yeah.
And like, and those really sung because they're good narratives. But I think this seems sick. I think people should check out the first one if they haven't. You don't have to play the first one to play this one. There are some reoccurring characters, but it's never in a way that's like you won't be lost because you are an entirely new character, and just because other characters have like changed and grown up in this world, that's not going to affect your enjoyment if you've never known them to begin with.
Citizen Sleeper 2, let's just look it on Steam real quick. It's currently 33% off. Normally it's $25, $24.99. Right now it is $16.74. Or you can buy the bundle, both games, first game and second game. Normally it is $40.48. You can buy it right now, 49% off at $20.46. So you can currently get the first two games for less than what you could normally get just the new game for. So that's a great deal. It's hard to,
good deal.
If you want to play, it's hard to turn that down. So yeah, Citizen Sleeper 2. Yeah. That's the end of that.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, so
we got a question from the chat. You want to? I can.
Yeah, go for it.
So Dark Sage, 9117, 9117, 9117. Says, from what I heard, the next Assassin's Creed is supposed to be set during the Mongol times, so we'll finally like seeing Genghis Khan as a villain. And you're concerned that Ubisoft is going to the route of Milan and make them cartoonishly evil to avoid portraying them how they were and the bad things they did in real life. I'm personally a history guy, and one rule is show me a villain as they were and do not sugarcoat anything, but I'm curious what you guys think they would do. I don't have much faith in Ubisoft, period. As much as I'm also a history person. And Assassin's Creed typically does a good job of like having those like you can play with like the historical settings that allow you to like learn about like the world and learn about the time period. And so like that kind of makes me think that they're not going to go like overtly cartoonishly evil, but like they're gonna make somebody the Templars and they're gonna make somebody like the Assassins and they're gonna just be like this is like they'll add reasons. They'll be like, hey, because he's a Templar, because of great like, or if that's who they choose to even be the villain, they're gonna be like, that's why he created the Genghis Khan, the empire, the Mongol Empire. That's he'll take them and they'll make him like go forth and like that's probably the angle they'll go to.
Yeah, I
don't really trust Ubisoft.
I think Assassin's Creed for a little while now has like tried to do their best with being like, hey, this game's fake and it's make believe, and we use real life characters in this game in situations that aren't real, but we're gonna try to teach you outside the game, kind of like they have their like history sections of the game that you can go into. Like I forget which game it was it Origins had a really good had a really good like, here's the history of this area, here's the history of this sculpture and stuff like that. Like they had like really nice, cool historical like tidbits that you could go out and get and like learn the real stuff. But like, Leonardo da Vinci wasn't doing the things he was doing in those games. So like, I would assume that there would be things that you could go in and it would tell you how things really were. I don't know if like Dark Sage is asking specifically like Genghis Khan, like I don't know if they would portray him in like a realistic way. I wouldn't say Disney villain. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that because I don't think Ubisoft has it in them to be that good. but also yeah, I don't know. My faith in Ubisoft right now is like kind of waning. I think that they would try to make him seem believable.
I
guess that's my short answer.
I mean, to just now because I to discuss it. The other part of this is that with Ubisoft's currently trying to save itself from insolvency and their connections and the amount of Tencent money going into it and how that would kind of tie into the Mongol relationship, especially with I don't to be fair, I don't know what that relationship is now, but obviously Mongol China had lots of issues in the past. So that's another thing of being like, do I trust a lot of the money being put in this game to not be biased in that way?
I don't think looked into what Assassin's Creed has been doing for a few iterations now. It was Origins and then Valhalla,
and then the Shadows.
and I don't know. I think
no, and you skipped the Greek one, right?
Oh, after
or
I forget.
Origins, the Greek one, Valhalla, Shadows.
Yeah, Valhalla is where I kind of started to like fall off with like what they were doing. Hence why my answer for like what they were doing with history went all the way back to Origins. I don't know if they've kept that up since Origins. I would hope so. But yeah, I don't know. I also think, just I guess my last point, I think Genghis Khan is such like a famous bad guy. And that Assassin's Creed is like, I don't think Assassin's Creed is afraid to be like grimy with its like portrayal of villains, I guess, of like characters. Like I don't think they would like, I get to Darksage's like point, like make them cartoonishly evil. Also, like a big thing in a lot of spaces now, you see a lot of like gray characters, or not even gray characters, but like a lot of media tries to justify evil with like rational thinking. So like again, like hopefully they wouldn't just like take a villain and just be like, he's bad because we say he's bad, and everything he's doing is over the top and showboaty and this or that. I don't know. I don't trust Ubisoft.
Yeah. The other alternative is they make him seem cool as hell. They play the Sabaton song from the new album that's all about the hordes of Khan, and they make him a Dynasty Warriors character. Perfect, 10 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Anyways.
Thank you for the question, Darksage.
Now moving on to our next topic. What topic was that? What were we on? Citizen Sleeper was 2.
You were on 2. Now you're on 3. You're on your topic.
So the casuals extraction shooter is how Arc Raiders has been portrayed on my timeline. Arc Raiders is like the game that's filling up my timeline right now, and like my like gaming media stuff, like where I see, you know, clips and people talking about games, largely dominated by Arc Raiders. And for those who don't know, Arc Raiders is a new third-person extraction shooter. An extraction shooter is a game where you go into a world, you gather resources, and you either live and extract with those resources, or you die and you lose everything that you went in with. And largely the goal is to continue to extract with higher priority weapons and gear and money to just like continuously build strength. And the tension is going into a game with high priority gear and then dying and losing it all forever, right? Escape from Tarkov is the big famous one that has most of the attention for the extraction shooters. And the narrative around that is it's very hardcore. It's tactical, it's slow, any wrong move and you lose everything. There's proximity chat, a lot of sneaking around and, listening to footsteps for where people are. And then potentially building an alliance with someone. That's a big part of like the extraction shooter experience, is like you're not necessarily going in there just to kill everyone. You don't have to. So like you can make these like soft alliances to work together to get out, or to like get past an area and go your separate ways. But the one of the big things that confuses me with this, that I haven't had too much time to think about, so maybe we can talk about it here. With what people are saying, helps make this a casual extraction shooter. One is it's in third person. People say third person is more casual because it's easier to see your surroundings. It's harder to get flanked and whatnot in third person, whereas first person, it's, you don't see as much, so you don't have as much view of who's shooting you. But then one of the things that Tarkov does, and I'm pretty sure, oh my gosh, what is the dungeon one?
Dark and Darker?
Dark and Darker. I was going to say Darkest Dungeon.
Another different game.
Dark and Darker, I believe, also does this, where after a set period of time, I think it's like 3 months, or we'll just say 3 months, everything wipes. So in Tarkov, you go through your matches, you extract, you die, you extract, whatever. You continue to build up stronger and stronger armor, stronger and stronger weapons. But eventually, it gets to the point where everything wipes out and everyone starts back at 0. And in my mind, that is something that helps it feel approachable. Where if I'm interested in Tarkov, I can look and see like, oh, there's the wipe is happening on this date. If I start playing Tarkov after this date, everyone else I'm playing with is starting with the same gear as I have, right? I'm not going in naked against people who have been playing for X amount of time and have like super heavily geared up. But Arc Raiders does not have these mandatory wipes. And it's something that people are saying that it's actually casual friendly. And that part's confusing me a little bit. Because now I'm just thinking like, well, if I go into Arc Raiders and it's my first day playing, like I'm going up against people, no matter what, there's potential that they're geared way higher than me.
Yeah. And I think that like, extraction shooters are such an interesting thing. I mean, like the easy answer is like, hey, I don't like, you just have to start pleading, right? You just be like, hey, don't shoot me. I don't have anything. Like, you kill me, it's gonna be worth nothing. I have no loot. I have nothing. And then maybe that allows you to like, they can see that you have nothing. And that it helps you build your base. But the other thing is, I know a lot of people in general with these extraction shooters don't bring their best gear or even like their medium gear often, because of like, the risk of ruining them, and everybody has like a cost sunk fallacy with like they want to hide and hoard all their equipment. But yeah, right, you are right that like the possibility is greater without having all like these full like server wipes of like stash and whatnot. That being said, it does help your brain like go like this is my stuff and I know that like I have it and I can hold on to it, so I'm not like forced to go out with these items when maybe I'm not prepared gameplay wise. Like maybe like no matter what, even with a Tarkov Dark and Darker, the when the server wipes, there's still a skill gap and a level like knowledge and a like all these other like little tiny things that are going to create some sort of different difficulty for someone who is now playing for the first time and someone who has been playing. So that like I think that is always just going to be there. It's just a matter of Arc Raiders community, I guess, like and how they kind of react to like this hoarding stuff and like what's going to happen server wise down the line and like with the new content, like because I don't know, again, anything can happen. Like you can kill people with like a relatively weak gun. I've like seen it happen. Like you'll get that loot. Yeah, maybe storing everything like this and having an abundance of loot will make people who aren't as good, who have a lot of loot just because of the nature of playing a lot or whatever, come out like unprepared, but with like extra stuff and then get their asses handed to them. I don't know.
I guess maybe this is part of it with like the casual thoughts where because everything can be lost. Mm-hmm. And like you said, like hoarding items with a wipe, when you get something super powerful, I would imagine it's likely just a trophy because you don't want
you don't take that out.
You don't take it out until the last day that you're playing before the wipe. Mm-hmm. Where in Arc Raiders, it's still a trophy, but mm-hmm. it's not going to go away because there's no wipe. And from what they've said is they're not doing wipes. They're just adding additional content, which I imagine potentially also means just like power creep, I guess, which would, then make it so like you take that trophy out. You'll always be able to get a bigger trophy, basically. There's not just like that top end trophy. It's like you get that top end trophy and you're like, holy shit, I did it. I got it. I'm never using it because I don't want to lose it until the next big thing comes out. Then I can take it out. Still scared. But I got that big trophy, that bigger trophy now, so I can take it out. So like maybe that's part of it, where it's just like maybe it does change like the psychology behind hoarding items. Potentially. Mm-hmm. Also for people who do want the wipes. Pause. You can do some optional account wipes. And I believe it's not from the little bit I saw, it's not active yet. But because they're still tinkering with the ideas behind it, I guess, but there will be an optional character wipe that you can do where essentially you get to level 20 and you get access to a special project which needs you to gather all kinds of resources for. Mm-hmm. And then when you gather all those resources, you send your character on an expedition. And then they take everything with them and you start over. And it's so far kind of viewed as like prestiging in Call of Duty. Like in Call of Duty, you get max rank and then you prestige. You start back at 0 and like you keep your cosmetics and this and that and whatnot. But I think in like Call of Duty, there's been stuff where it's just like you keep one gun or something like that, and then you start over and do it again. And Arc Raiders is messing with this, where if you were to do an expedition and do this like prestige project thing, you wipe, but you gain something else along with it, whether it be like, I think they were talking about like faster crafting or like different, there's other different like buffs that aren't supposed to affect in-game like performance. So yeah, that's I don't know, that's an interesting way to like keep a, I guess, traditional extraction component.
Yeah, it will like, it incentivizes people to like to do it in order to get like this buff, what might be like a collection buff, help you beat missions faster, whatever it might be. And that helps you, incentivizing people to do that helps level the playing field in different ways. And the game does like have other like kind of weirdly community, which is like why I brought up community earlier, is that from my understanding, a lot of people that are talking about Arc Raiders talk about how like trios is like the big PvP, like you're gonna probably fuck people over like mode, where I've seen so many people talk about how in singles everyone is like down to co-op, and they're like, that's like, if you want to do your missions, you do that. So I think that like for a lot of people, this casual it kind of works as a casual expression shooter because the community allows it to be. It's like you want to queue up in solos, and it will only queue you up with other solos. Like it does. If you're in duos, it'll only queue you up with other duos, trios for trios. And that will, the people seemingly are like obviously there's gonna be people who just get kicks out of fucking people over. But that's also part of the game. That's part of the fun, I guess, and part of like the storytelling, the emergent storylines. But like you getting in there and like you being able to play it solo among other people who are playing it solo and getting the missions done and kind of figuring out how to play better and getting like loot better because the community is mostly nicer, like does like kind of help its case of like, hey, you can play this casually, you don't have to go hard, you can Discord call 3 friends or two and 2 other people, and like go really hard into it and play it super like competitive, play it more like a war zone, of course. But at the same time, I don't think it's like it is interesting to see like this be the one that pops off, and I think further worsens Bungie's position as a company that still exists with any amount of semi-independence.
Yeah, I do think that this game being like touted and viewed as like the like casuals extraction shooter only hurts Marathon more. When Arc Raiders was in its like it had like its like closed beta player test stuff, the it was right after Marathon, I believe, or like even coinciding with Marathon in some way, maybe. They were like back to back, and the Arc Raiders like playtest went crazy positive. Like the game, everyone was pumped, and it was crazy positive. And then now that the game's released, it, and it's a testament to this game. When it first released, a lot of people right away coming from Tarkov were not into Arc Raiders, because it missed some of that same tension that Tarkov has. But that latched on with even more people, which is kind of like how this has become like casual. So,
Mhm.
so now Tarkov is the hardcore extraction shooter.
Mhm.
Arc Raiders, the casual extraction shooter. Where does Marathon try to break in there? You know?
And like, so to steal from other genres where there's a very clear cut trio, like like the middle is almost never as popular, almost never.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lost Ark, right? I think is the correct game I'm thinking of. Is the middle difficulty tier of Diablo 4 and Path of Exile. Um, I think it's Lost Ark. Maybe it's not.
Lost Ark is a game.
I don't remember. There's an ARPG that clearly isn't as important because I can't remember it.
Yeah.
And like being the middle of that almost never works out because I think that most people who play, I mean, obviously, like that company, that game is still like it still makes money, and it still like has a player base, but it doesn't have anywhere near the player base of something like Diablo or um, Path of Exile because people I think are going to choose an extreme as people are to do in all things in life. They're gonna pick. They're like, I want more of a challenge, so they're gonna pick the thing that's way more challenging. And there's if they're like, oh, man, this is too hard for me, they're kind of go to the more serotonin based, popping off, like quicker, fun, snappier thing. And it's that middle road that Marathon might be trying to hit. They could try to do the same thing, but then it's just like that's tough. That's it. Like if Bungie's plan was to make casual as heck extraction shooter and compete directly towards the darling of the year extraction shooter Arc Raiders, way bigger of a like a gamble, I guess. Like that market already has its is set now. You're number two, no matter what. Marathon, you're number two now.
Especially after like the view is already that like Marathon already lost to Arc Raiders once.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it be, you know, true or not, it looked like Arc Raiders reception so close to Marathon's was the reason why Marathon was like, we gotta step back. So like it art like Marathon already has that perception of like losing to Arc Raiders once.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Bungie has a perception now of failing, like for like not pulling punches. Bungie, no one's really happy with Bungie for a myriad of reasons. Destiny 2 is the lowest it's ever been. The amount of like and the people like the people who are like consumers of like game media and game like it like journalism media and whatnot aren't happy with Bungie for a billion fucking reasons as a company. It's just like feels like Marathon is a losing battle. Which is not thrilling for all the people who work at Bungie, I'm assuming.
And again, the thing with Marathon that had me was Bungie, of course, and their history with Halo and my love of Halo. And you know, the fact that it was them making the extraction shooter, which is something that was like, oh man, I want to try to break into that and see what that's like. But thirdly, it was the design it had, which apparently was stolen. So like now Bungie looks bad on so many fronts, and like the fact like that the art style and like that whole
don't die in the middle of
I
this.
know that whole debacle with its like stolen art designs and whatnot. Like Marathon really lost everything going for it. I don't remember exactly how the play tests or like what was in the play test, but Marathon, I'm fairly certain, was strictly PvP, VP, like however many teams there were. So it was like teams of 3, I believe. And it was the only thing on the map were teams of 3. And Arc Raiders has that PvE component to it, where you like there are people that go in to fight specific types of PvE encounters to gain specific resources. And from like what I know, like a lot of the AI enemies on the map are incredibly strong. Which is something that you have to like slowly build your gear for. And so Arc Raiders has at least shown that aspect, where Marathon hasn't shown anything like that. That's not strictly just like, I'm going in to be stronger than the other people playing this. Like, and that might not be bad. That might be the route that they take, is where they're like, we're strictly player and player. We don't have the PvE stuff. We're Bungie. We made Halo, and it was.
Yeah, we're gonna make shooting feel good.
And yeah, it like the shooting is gonna feel good, and that's what you're here for, and the momentum and the movement and whatever. And it's gonna be like an arena extraction shooter. But yeah, I don't know. All their momentum is quickly, like, if it was, I thought their tank was already on empty. But now like the wheels have also been stolen.
Yeah, I would hate to be working at Bungie, especially for a company that the CEO just made $1 billion and bought a bunch of sports cars and didn't give it to anyone. So, yeah.
Bungie bad. So yeah, I don't know. That's my spiel on Arc Raiders. It is a game I want to play it.
Yeah.
I want to play it. It's like $40, which I have no money to spend on anything right now. But I don't know. If it really is the casuals extraction shooter, it will stick around long enough for me to be able to like bounce in at any time. Which actually also last point I wanted to make about it is a lot of the potential issues with like this hoarding and the casual sentiment around it isn't really going to be answered for like another year, like when you actually see all this stuff gathered by people and like any new content that they reach out and get.
That was going to be like one of my like thing that I was going to say, and is that the a lot of what we're talking about, like how, like what is it staying power, because we like there are a dime a dozen of games that come out and are like take the zeitgeist, and then it's just like there is that thing, especially in extraction shooters, which is a genre that more often, like, I mean, more than most genres, has that issue of like, what am I doing this for? Like, obviously playing the game is its own reward in theory, and the experiences and the wackiness that happen, emergent storylines, all that kind of stuff is supposedly the reward. But like, is the player base going, is that going to sustain the player base past like, oh, I have a horde full of a bunch of stuff, and like I don't need like what I don't need more from this game. It's the content they're going to keep releasing going to keep people coming back? Is it going to keep people engaged with it? Does it need to? Like, in a certain sense, yes, but like, how many copies is sold? How you ideally want to keep selling things to people, but
and it has,
that's always the issue.
It has in my view of the internet, it does seem like it is still gaining momentum. It was like a darling in its beta. It came out and was like had excitement, but also had like some misses with like the the really hardcore people just being like, it's not for me. But I still constantly see more and more people who are like, I'm gonna give this a shot. Actually, like day after day, like I see more and more people who are like, you know what, let's hop in it. Let's try this. This is what everyone's talking about. Let's try it, and then it just keeps growing. Yeah, and it looks nice.
Arc Raiders.
Yeah,
it does, and apparently the sound design is great. Everyone I've heard talk about like the sound design and like a lot of like the 3D audio and like being able to tell like the footsteps and all that they're like, it's going to give perennial winner Call of Duty like a run for its money in like
sound design categories,
in sound design categories and stuff like that, which I think is really neat.
That is neat. That is good. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Arc Raiders. Keep poking in, seeing it.
I just can't spend 40. I spent so much money on video games the past month and a half.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't spend a bunch of money on video games. I wish I could have, but I still don't have any money. Eventually I'll get to it. I don't know. Next up, a game that you spent money on this last month.
A game I spent money on. Slave to marketing. Just like god darn sniped. I got the most. I was going to hold off. I told you the beginning of last month in November. I mean, no, it was still October when I bought this game, so never mind. Can't even use that excuse. But I told you beginning of October, technically end of September, that Dispatch was a game I was going to wait till it was all out to play. I was like right there. I was like, Dispatch, play it. All like whatever amount of chapters that are out, I'm going to play it. I'm going to wait. I don't need to buy it. Last week.
You did say that.
Last week it happens. I'm sitting there, and it's Thursday night. And lately, I've been really in my Critical Role bag. I've always liked Critical Role. I've always like come in and out of certain campaigns. I like all those voice actors. Like I'm a huge fan of a whole bunch of them. I think voice acting is some of my favorite things, like on the planet. And they do, instead of their normal season campaign 4 just started, and they were like, hey, like, you know, that week we're busy, we're not going to do the full campaign, like the next episode of the campaign, we're going to do a special one shot that they partnered with Dispatch, and they made a Dispatch version of like an RPG, like in their own system in Daggerheart.
Okay,
because they're partnered with it.
I saw this screen before with these voice actors, right? The one that did not stick out to me at all, which like Tiana, if you're still listening, Young Gravy?
Yeah, Young Gravy, he's the Clayman. He's pretty funny.
Young Gravy is a voice actor in this game, and he's pretty funny. And he's the Clayman. I want to tell you a quick story real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
When Tiana visited us with her family, her and Tara went to go see Young Gravy in concert.
Oh.
There you go. It's the second time that Tiana has gone to see Young Gravy. The first time was actually with me. Tara was supposed to go. Tara got COVID. I did not get COVID. So I went in her place. And Tiana's experience at Young Gravy was she went there and people were mean, basically. And this was in Manchester, New Hampshire. This time she goes to Young Gravy with Tara, has a blast. Everyone's super nice. She's meeting friends there. She's like making friends, people of all ages. She's like talking to people in the concert, outside the concert, men, women, like having a great time. Leaves. Not a good time anymore. I'll just say that. Young Gravy. Young Gravy killed Tiana that night. And by young Gravy, I mean alcohol.
I see.
But yeah, that's crazy. I did not know. Did not know. Like, let's look at this real quick. Aaron Paul.
Yeah, so you have Aaron Paul. You have your Hollywood, like your Hollywood guy, right?
Which is why he's at the top alone.
Yeah. And then you have either a streamer or a member of Critical Role, and then also then Thought Squad or Young Gravy. Yeah. And Jeffrey Wright, who is like, he's also a Hollywood actor, but he's more of a character actor, I feel, a lot of times. But he's really good.
Yeah, just looking at the, like oh yeah, the cast of Aaron Paul, Moist Critical, and Young Gravy. Mm-hmm. Insane cast. Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, and guess what? They're all pretty darn good. I think they do their characters pretty well. I've seen some people be like Charlie, Moist Critical, Charlie be like they didn't really like him as much, but I actually think he fits his character. He's playing quite a bit. So I don't think he's bad. I just think his character is supposed to be this kind of like like kind of sarcastic, not necessarily like one tone like with his voice, but like he's very sarcastic and very flippant, where he's just kind of like, he's just like, oh yeah, all right, sure, okay, whatever. Like much more like that he is like an emotion. Like a lot of these other characters show a lot of emotion. But to finish the thing, I was like, I watched them play like their little dispatch thing, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm buying this fucking game. And I played it, and I stayed up all night playing all 4 chapters, and I played chapter 3 and 4 a second time because I wanted to do it better. To speak into what I spoke about Citizen Sleeper, about wanting to do something better and not just letting my like just like let my failures persist and my story evolve. I was like, I can do that. I can do that better. I can play the actual game part of Dispatch better. But Dispatch as a video game, let's talk about it a little bit.
Also, just to say, you played 1 through 4, which is the halfway point. 5 and 6 are out tomorrow. 7 and 8 1 week after that. So you're essentially exactly halfway through the game.
Yes. And it's got hands. As like one would say. It's hitting. The gameplay mechanics of it. So far, the what I would say are classic QTEs. The X button pops up on the screen, hit the X button, the tap it, the move the analog stick in the way that the shape that it wants to be moved in. That kind of stuff only really happens like once and is mostly irrelevant. I don't think it affects anything at all. So, and they even give you an option to just not have that. And I would say you probably don't need it, at least for now. That being said, it is very much a Telltale game, and it's very much of that like all of the major points are your something you're watching cutscenes, something's happening, and then it gives you like the 3 conversation like options, and then there's a timer, and like you have that exactly that timer to make a decision or say nothing. That's half the game. The other half is the actual dispatching,
like the management,
which is very similar to like the management part, similar to indie games, stuff like that. Like This Is the Police and stuff like that, which I don't have a lot of familiarity with. I just know that that's a point of reference for a lot of people, where you like crises will pop up on your screen and you have to send people there. And that game is neat. That's what I really wanted to when I replayed them to do better, because I was like, I had a better understanding of like what that game entails and how certain characters react in certain situations. And those are really good because like who you send on certain jobs and like what teams you send on certain jobs just creates little character moments. Like this is not the most important part of the game, at least right now, but it helps you get to know the characters better. It helps you get to know like who your team is better. But the real meat of the game is that classic Telltale style that you're watching a movie and you're making your choices. And the story's good. Story's fun. It's very much of like, it's what I like out of superhero content when it's like super corny, but at the same time, like they feel like real people, but like you're still falling on those same tropes of like the hey, like the get back up, the like hey, everything sucks. You're like you're going through a rough time, but like if you can just do this one thing, like all that kind of stuff. It's very corny, very superhero, and it works. It gets you emotionally invested. Also, didn't expect this game to have as much nudity as it did.
No,
really? Just it has quite a bit of nudity and quite a bit of like I would say some sexually explicit content. And I was just not prepared for it. Didn't hear anything about it leading up. I'm sure I could have easily looked at like the rating disclaimers and whatnot. Didn't, because at this point in my life, what am I ever? But it's good and it's funny. It's like in genuine, and I'm not a comedy person. But it makes me laugh.
Not a comedy person.
It's a bit. I joke about not being a comedy person, although I do like to laugh.
So how much of this game is like do you have control of like where you're going? Like for instance, in like Wolf Among Us, there was like some of that like almost like point and click where it was like you're walking around. You can go from location to location, and like there might not be anything there because it's not where the story wants to lead you right now. But like you can walk around and see stuff. Like, do you have that option in this?
Between the first 4 chapters, no. It's pretty much like when your main character is moving around, it's just all like pre-planned. It's all cutscene stuff. The only stuff that really comes into play are like the decision points. And those decisions do like so far even greatly alter the plot. Like in chapter, like light spoilers, there are characters part of your team that you have to make a choice about who to cut. And then you have another choice about like who you're going to replace them with. And so that's already like 4 different pathways in theory, right? That you can completely altering your storyline, and different characters will react to you differently, and based on who you kept or who you hired, and you get more content with like certain things like that. For a game that's like 90% cutscenes, I think that is really cool. Of course, it can't be like fully. No game can have like your choice. You just can't design around that. You can't write a narrative game with a script that's 7,000 pages long for 10 hours. I mean, you could.
One of the things that I
not
like,
as not as indie studio.
One of the things that I like about this game that the other Telltale games did is like when you finish a chapter, it tells you like the stats of like, hey, you were only like in the 30th percentage of people who chose this option over this option, and it's just like I like that. Whereas where you learn little things about like I guess like your choices and like the choices other people are making. Like I think there's one scene where it's like you like you can choose to like kiss someone or not, and it's just like 70% of people agreed with you to like kiss this person or something like that, and then it just creates these moments of like, who are the 30% of people that didn't see that was supposed to happen or whatever. Like, why would they choose not? I like that kind of stuff. I could see things where it's
I always get so like crazed out when I'm like, I'm in the lesser percent. That doesn't make any sense. I was like, am I out of touch? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. Like, did I not see the signs? What?
And like, this is like, I also like, I'd seen a lot of people complain, and I was one of the people who were like, I want to wait till it's all out so I can binge it, because I like binging TV shows. But I kind of do wish, like, I have like my friend Terrence, he's the only other person I know who's like actively playing it weekly. So like I get to talk to him about it. I'm like, all right, what'd you do? Did you do this and that? And see where we differ and see where we like kind of did the same thing. And I'm like, all right. Like I'm very excited to have that quote unquote water cooler moment that you would have back in the day when monoculture still existed. And I get to have it with Terran, like at least somebody, and be like, oh man, that didn't happen in my game. So maybe the weekly thing is better. Like, I mean, I guess there's pros and cons to it, but like, I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. I do want to play the next chapter immediately, so there's that.
But maybe that's part of what makes it so good, is that build up to like, I really want, like, that's when I was younger and The Walking Dead, the TV show, came out. That was the first TV show in years where I was like, I'm going to sit down and watch the episode when it airs. And just like the feeling of like going through the one episode and like the discussion for the next week only being about that little bit of the story, basically, was cool. And like very different than what like a lot of things are now, where like when you find discussions of games, we'll say, since this is a video game, the discussion is typically about the whole game. Whereas like it's cool that now this game has like a part to discuss, and then anticipate for a week for the next thing, and then get excited again to be like, okay, we did I mean, it's kind of like the show, we talk about stuff, and then there's another week where stuff happens and we come back and we talk more. And so like Dispatch does that with its episodic thing. And like, I don't know what other types of games can recreate this approach. But like, it's, maybe it's something that could be explored more in other genres.
Yeah, and I think it also like is helpful that like it is like a weekly release of like 2 episodes, like that kind of thing. Because I think like a lot of my issue with like the Telltale at the time was how long in between some of these like chapters were. And like Life is Strange was a big did that originally when they were like, it's like 3 months, it's like 2 months away, which feels like too much time. And I think like Dispatch clearly, whereas some of these other companies didn't have everything like they didn't have everything finished by the first chapter. Dispatch feels like they have the whole game done, and I think they even said they have the whole game done and it's all available. They're just drip feeding it to us for this kind of conversation, which is its own fun little human experiment, I guess.
Yeah, I think part of it is probably for that like human experiment kind of thing you're talking about, but and then part of it just being that like that like just continuing to go with like that classic Telltale approach, which they could have differed from this. One of the things that I love about what I've seen from this game that they've differed from Telltale games is it looks like the engine works properly. It looks like the game functions.
I haven't had anything glitch out. I haven't had anything be like weird, like visually. I haven't like the frame like frame wise, fidelity wise, everything is good. That means that you're not like in control of your character, other than like doing the dispatching stuff. But still, it works. The engine is good,
and that's a huge W.
And all this is like in total has made me like really think that Ad Hoc like has the stuff. Like this is their first game as a studio. There are a bunch of them are ex Telltale devs, but like as Ad Hoc itself, and they've made that partnership with Critical Role. And from my understanding, it was like very much of like Travis and Laura and Matt working on this game, being like, you know what, like we really like everything the studio is doing, and so they created that like partnership between the two companies. And even Ad Hoc said like their next game they're thinking about doing one set in like Exandria, which is like the fantasy world that Critical Role campaign 1, 2, and 3 are set in. And like that, like I'm just like, this partnership is just coming up K, it feels like. Because like this game is good, the studio seems to be really good, and now I'm gonna get more like fun like Critical Role kind of content. I'm like, I'm stoked. And granted, we'll see how the story like ends, but you know.
Yeah, I can only imagine that with the success of the game and the partnership with Critical Role, that relationship just continues to grow. And like, I don't doubt that you see some sort of game in a Critical Role. I don't know much about Critical Role, but in that world, like you were talking about. And that also sounds like it would be huge. I'm curious what sort of like audience crossover that would have, like like who that is like super into Critical Role isn't into Dispatch already, and like who that would bring on.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who like only know Critical Role as like the TV shows like Legend of Vox Machina, and now Suit and Mighty number 9 in like 2 weeks or whatever, or Mighty 9 in 2 weeks. Not number 9, that's a different thing. And so like that, like there are going to be people who like only view it like as that, and so maybe then they'll be like, oh my gosh, like there's something set in that world, there's a game set in that world. So there's some audience that I could probably on board. Or people who just maybe, I mean, like there are probably people in this crossover that like just aren't superhero people. It's possible.
Yeah. I think they have done just about everything right with this game so far. So I think you're right. I think they've got it. I think that this game's success will just lead to more and more successes.
And like the other advantage of partnership, they're like, it truly like, you know, we don't know everything that happens in the back around, but like them getting this partnership with Critical Role pretty much guarantees them like top tier voice actors, right? Like the upper echelon of the voice actors in the industry are friends with Critical Role or are on Critical Role.
Yeah, exactly.
So like you are kind of just like you're getting talent. You're like, it's a partnership that just like gives you like gets you access to the best talent for a narrative type game like this.
And then you, like in this game, whether they continue it or not, they hit those big content creators too. They had Moist Critical, they had Jacksepticeye. Where does Alanah Pearce fit into that spectrum?
Alanah is like a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
And I think she would even say that like she's just a lady of many hats. She's, you know, she worked at Santa Monica, Sony Santa Monica on like God of War Ragnarok. She has done game journalist stuff. She does streaming stuff.
Free content.
She's done acting stuff like with VHS Beyond. And you know, so she's a little bit of everything. She rules. Her character talks about ska music, so I'm like, you're the best character. All characters also basically Magic from X-Men, who's also probably one of my favorite superheroes. So like, it's just her character's meant for me, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a lot of what's going on with this game in this studio is meant for you. Like you said,
really is.
You said it's all coming up K.
I was like, I really thought I was gonna be able to resist buying this, and then it's just like, I just broke. It's just like a damn, and I bought it, and now I'm all about it. So I just can't wait until episodes 5 and 6 are tomorrow.
Yeah, 5 and 6 tomorrow. 7 and 8 a week later. So. That's fun. That's exciting for you. I'm glad that I'm glad that you didn't wait. Basically, maybe it was best. Maybe you waited the perfect amount of time though to have like that like big burst of like episodes 1 through 4. Like maybe that was helpful. Because actually, now that I think about it, a lot of like TV shows and stuff do stuff like that, where they're like that it's like we're releasing every week, but week 1 you get 3 episodes instead of just one, stuff like that. So like, yeah, maybe that's the answer to the episodic stuff. Maybe you give them a big chunk first. Not that that's not what they did here, but that's what you did.
Yeah. I also think it does depend on a little bit on, like, ideally, I think a lot of shows and a lot of narratives want to be kind of even. They want to be exciting from beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
But that's just not the case. Like, we all understand that sometimes, like, the climax is going to climax. And so, like, but at the same time, you need something to a hook in the beginning. So it matters, like, how your narrative is paced, I think, really. Like, I think for me, if I stopped on episode 2, I'd be like, all right, yeah, this is good. And then it was like 3 and 4 that really started to get me, like, it's hooks in me, especially with, like, the narrative choices. And the best way to do that is, to make you argue, oh my God, I have a Tifa Aerith situation happening right now. Oh. What the fuck am I gonna do? And they've done a good job so far building up their Tifa and Aerith.
Now, what happens when one of them dies and you have to make the decision?
I'm scared.
when you actively make the decision on which one indirectly lives or dies.
Yeah. On Cloud Strife with my Buster Blade.
So the game's good.
Yeah, I mean, the game's good. Narrative's compelling. I said at the top of the show, I played 2 games that were basically other media. Yeah. Interactive board game book, and I played an interactive movie. And I'm like, I'm having my interactive week. I like it.
Cool. Well, next up, Dispatch has a big clay guy. It has a Batman.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any dinosaurs.
No
dinosaurs.
I was trying to see if I can throw you a dino bone here. But I'm afraid the meteor's coming, Chris, on this segue.
I love a good prehistoric dino bone. Dinosaur games. That's what I'm here to talk. That's what I'm here to talk about right now. Dinosaur games. I love dinosaurs. End of story. Next.
You do.
Next.
Next topic. What's your favorite dinosaur?
I don't know. I guess the T-Rex. Classic.
That's kind of basic. Yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Ankylosaurus is fine. Just, you didn't ask, but Ankylosaurus is number 1.
You know that I'm a main character, Andy. I like Sonic from the Sonic series. I like Mario from Mario. I like the T-Rex and dinosaurs. Okay.
Yeah, you like Goku.
I like Goku. I do like.
You're like I like Teen Gohan better. I'm like, well, you would have been right if Toriyama was allowed to make him the main character.
Yeah.
What
if I said I like
your T-Rex dinosaur games?
Yeah. So, there was a day where I stumbled across a number of survival games that were coming out that were all dinosaur based, right? They're all like think of Alien. What was that Alien game?
Like Alien the franchise?
The franchise Alien. There was the game
Alien Isolation.
Think of like Alien Isolation but dinosaurs. I stumbled
yes.
I stumbled across a number of those. I got none of those here for you today, but what I do have are other dinosaur games. Because I thought that this was just more interesting for me. There are those sort of like survival Alien Isolation type games coming out where it's basically you're surviving inside Jurassic Park. And there's a few of those coming out. But dinosaurs are cool and they deserve more than just that. So first up, the first game that I'm going to talk about, because this one is already released, the rest of them aren't released yet. And I played a little bit of this. I played a demo for it. It's Primal Planet.
Primal Planet.
Let me get the desktop up. Oh, I forgot to do this. So Primal Planet is a side-scrolling platform game where you play as a caveman. You have a little dinosaur companion, like a little like compy or something. And the world is, prehistoric, Primal Planet. It goes to some other places, as like you might have seen in these screenshots as they go by. But it's mostly like a 2D side-scrolling adventure game, set in the make-believe caveman dinosaur times.
Yes, it's like the hit TV show Primal.
Yeah, and this is the planet for Primal. But the game looks really cool. I played it. It's solid. It's pretty hard. Or I played a demo of it. And you do have like this little dinosaur companion that you can use to attack and carry items and do a various amount of things, which like maybe it just stands out to me because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know about it when I started up the demo, but it was really cool just like to have that sort of like like little dinosaur companion to like take care of almost, because like you feed him, he helps you, you help him, kind of thing.
Is he like your mag?
Kinda. He's like an old dinosaur mag.
Hell yeah, we need more mag mechanics in video games.
Yeah, and like as you can kind of see in the trailer happening there, there is some other stuff going on. But yeah, this game is out now. I played a demo for it. It's cool. It's fun. It's hard. I like the way it looks. It's something about the pixel art and dinosaurs had me reminiscing about like Jurassic Park on like Sega Genesis back in the day.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite look like that, but it's just like I loved playing Jurassic Park back in the day. A couple different Jurassic Park games. Who would have known? But yeah,
not me.
As you can see, very positive reviews. Not like any crazy amount. But it's good. And this is kind of like, yeah, this is where I wanted to start this little adventure through the prehistoric games that are coming out with dinosaurs. It has local co-op, online co-op. And just to kind of like show off like some of the different types of ones coming out. So that was Primal Planet. Next up, welcome to the Dinovania. Is it a Metroidvania? I don't know. Next up, Stomp and the Sword of Miracles. Similar to Dino Planet, where it is
it's so cute.
It is cute. It's similar where it is 2D platforming. This one I'm not sure. I guess it has me thinking now, like how much of this is like a Metroidvania. But yeah, it's just another cute game where you play a little dinosaur and you have a sword. It's
they made Frog Song. I have that on my wish list.
Yeah, great, perfect. So I don't know what that is. Frog Song.
Yeah, it's the first game. This is Dev's first game.
Okay, support the Kickstarter. It's going on. But yeah, this one is like kind of starts venturing into like the rest of the the first game, Primal Planet, was very much like the dinosaurs were dinosaurs in that, and they did dinosaur things. Stomp and the Sword of Miracles is it is a Metroidvania. But this dinosaur's got a sword. He's got a little tiny sword, right? Dinosaurs aren't well, four-legged dinosaurs aren't supposed to be able to use swords, but whatever. This guy can do it because he's Stomp.
Doesn't he have fingers?
He's Stomp. He doesn't have any fingers, but this is the Sword of Miracles.
This Sword of Miracles.
You can kind of see, it's kind of small right now, but you can see the map on the Steam page. It's very much not very much, but like the way it looks like you move and jump and attack is similar to like a Hollow Knight type thing. You slash up, you slash down, you slash across. Plus you have other sorts of movement abilities. It's just cute and has a dinosaur, so I included it. Okay.
It has a big map in some of the screenshots. So you know,
exactly. So
you need a big map for a Metroidvania.
Next up, we're gonna go to Dino Cop.
Dino Cop.
This is the one
I saw, and I went, "Whoa! Why aren't we talking about this?"
You saw Dino.
You're like, "We are talking about this."
You saw Dino Cop, and you said, "Chris, I need you to take a look at this game. It's called Dino Cop." And I said, "Don't even worry about it. I've seen it." A world where dinosaurs and humans coexist, just like Primal Planet. However, this is more modern. I think this takes place in like the 80s or something like that. It says somewhere.
Sounds right. That's what they're doing.
It says somewhere, but dinosaurs talk and are a fully functioning part of society here.
Just like in the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993.
Just like the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993, starring John Leguizamo. But this is a detective dinosaur game. So I can only imagine that this game is exactly like L.A. Noire. But with dinosaurs.
You have to read their dino expressions.
You have to exactly. You have to. Are they lying? Did they twitch a little bit? What's going on with their eyes?
Press RAR to doubt.
Press RAR to doubt. But this game is also like, it's very silly. It's also like, for as silly as it is, fair warning, it's for adults. It's not a children's game. They say things in here that yeah, it's mature. They swear and they talk about dirty things. I think in this trailer you saw him go through like an underwear drawer and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if they have a rating anywhere, whether it be teen or mature. But yeah, this one, when dinosaurs were brought back to life, none wanted to be a cop, so humans made you, Dino Cop. Investigate the guests of the Cretaceous Hotel in, I can't read, to crack a meaty case that will confront you with your most profound existential dilemma. Who brought human meat to the Dinosaur Rights Convention? So it's a big story. Of all the games, they're all silly in their own ways, because it's a lot of it is like, dinosaurs interacting with humans or doing things that dinosaurs don't do. But this one, just like overall a narrative and everything like that, is like, we know this is silly and we're leaning into how silly and goofy this is.
There are some like interesting parts where like part of like the top secret investigation journal and then the timetable, like that stuff reminds me of some of like the the non-honorary games, or try like whatever they fucking like some of these other mystery visual novel kind of things that like have been around in the same sphere of like Danganronpa, and even like Paradise Killer, having those like kind of timetables and like that Charlie Day.
You're connecting the strings, yeah.
Yeah, you're connecting the strings, like all that kind of stuff. Like it seems fun. It like this game seems like they just had like they wanted to make a murder mystery, and then they were just like, all right, let's get as surreal as possible to tell the story.
Yeah.
It looks neat. I'm excited. It comes out 2 days.
In 2 days, yeah. The rest of the games on this list, like Stomp, to be announced. The rest of this the games on this, I'm pretty sure are TBA. But this game is out in 2 days. You can download the demo. I actually don't see a price on it. I don't know what the price is going to be. But it's on its way. On its way. Dinosaurs. Now, the next game, this is the one that I saw where I was like, had me think to do a dinosaur list, and it's Gnaw.
Gnaw.
I don't know what about this game. I was just like, yes, I'm going to look at more dinosaur games that are coming out other than the survival horror ones. This one, you know, another and the last of this batch, Metroidvania. Metroidvania dinosaur game. You're in New Dino City.
Dinovania?
And wouldn't you know, you have to solve a mystery. Just like Dino Cop.
Yeah, and I think this like leads a trend that we have slowly understand as a people that dinosaurs loved sleuthing.
They're big sleuths. Dinosaurs. Specifically raptors, it seems like raptors are the sleuthers. But yeah, this one I thought had one, like I like the visual style of it. It's kind of one of those games that, like, I don't want to say looks like a Flash game, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they the way that the characters move is kind of like that, like, I don't know.
This wouldn't look out of place, like a screenshot of this wouldn't look out of place from something that would be on like the Cartoon Network online website from like in 2000.
Yeah.
It, like that, you like a playable game on that, and there were some heaters on that website, so
absolutely.
like don't but like it feels kind of like that. It may be also like Alien Hominid, like a little bit.
Alien Hominid for sure. That's a pretty good one. The way this looks, it's obviously like not pixelated, but for some reason, like, I don't know if it's the color tones, because it's also kind of dark looking. It like, this one gave me flashbacks to like All Real Monsters on Sega Genesis for some reason. Maybe it's like the very sewery stuff that they're going through. Coming 2026, wish list and a demo now on Steam, it says. I don't know what drew me to this so much, but it was a combination of dinosaur, Metroidvania, and the art style. Same with, you know, probably Stomp. But Stomp seems a little... this art style, there's more details and stuff going on in here. Gnaw looks a little more, like, graphically at least, like polished than Stomp does. Stomp is very cute. I think it's very simple. Gnaw is a little more gritty, a little bit more gritty to it. They had a Halloween demo update, but yeah, I don't know. This is where it began, where I was like, man, more
dinosaurs are cooking.
More dinosaur games, please. More games starring a dinosaur. Want to know another dinosaur game that was great back in the day that I loved? Radical Rex.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a game that you just said.
And you know it and you love it, and it's a great game about a dinosaur who skateboards.
Yep. One of the Beam software.
I would love to see a Radical Rex revival.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, it would be.
I also
wait, revival's too easy. Revolution's too easy. Oh man.
What do you do when
Radical Rex remix? A Radical Rex,
not reincarnation. What do you do with dinosaurs? You bring them back to life. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I wouldn't.
Reanimate.
I wouldn't be surprised if Radical Rex tried to have like a comeback revival and just like nobody knew about it. I'll have to look that up. Have to look that up later.
They were sold to Krone Studios.
Radical Rex Pro Skater 5. Radical Rex would fit in Tony Hawk also. Yeah.
Krone Studios apparently still exists. Their last game, like that's who bought Beam.
Okay.
Forever ago. So I'm assuming that licensing followed the companies, which is never set in stone. Krone Studios bought Radical Rex Studio, and they made the Tasmanian Tiger games.
Bangers.
They also made Wasteland Remastered in 2020, which is pretty fucking crazy. You know what? They're porting stuff. They made the Hogwarts Legacy port for the Switch.
Port Radical Rex, but with new updated graphics.
Bunch of the Tasmanian Tigers.
Yeah.
So that studio still solvent. So there we go.
There we go.
Send them an email.
Yeah.
Call out Night Dive.
I'll call it Night. Next up, Dino Lords. Dino Lords is a RTS game.
On my wish list.
Is it?
Yep.
Dino Lords RTS coming soon to early access. This is basically it's an RTS game, but also with some like action RPG elements to it, where like you have a character that you play. You play like a lord, or you play some sort of like general from England, right? And you control like the English army. And in this world, the Vikings found some dinosaur eggs, frozen dinosaur eggs, and was able to basically like hatch those eggs and revive dinosaurs.
How to train your dinosaurs.
And now they're using dinosaurs in their army. So you're at war with the Vikings, but they got dinosaurs. And from my little knowledge throughout this game, you have some base building, little action RPG-ish stuff where you control one specific unit, and then also the RTS where you command, a whole army, and it's resource management and like whatnot. And I believe you will also slowly gain control of dinosaurs. And things change up, like the character that you control directly, you can have him ride on different dinosaurs, which will give him different abilities. You can have him on foot. And this is the publisher, Ghost Ship Publishing. Those are the people who did Deep Rock Galactic.
Yep.
But yeah, this is it has like the RTS element of it has like this old school RTS look to it. It's still a little modern. It's like higher fidelity, but it just reminds me of like an old school RTS back from like Age of Empires or something like that. And like that was my personal like RTS, like with the exception of StarCraft 2, that was my like intro to like the RTS scene with like Age of Empires and like I think it's called like Star Wars Battlegrounds or something like that.
Yep. Battlegrounds is correct. Galactic Battlegrounds.
Yeah, but this is a little more. It's a little bit less strictly just like dropping into a map. You're on one side, the Vikings on the other side. here's your town center, here's your 5 workers you start with and your hero unit, go. There's more like permanent, like building out your base with structures and where you're placing them, and then like it going from like mission to mission, basically. Closed alpha happened, or it began. It looks like it began on the 31st. No idea how long that goes through, but you can request access to it right now. And yeah, I don't know.
It looks sick. I remember now seeing this and immediately sending to Alex, who I like, who's also a big RTS person, and being like, "Hey, let's keep an eye out for this." And he was like, "Ooh, dinosaurs." So
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with this whole segment is you look at these games and you're like, "Ooh, dinosaurs? Ooh, you play as a dinosaur? Oh, there's dinosaurs in this game." Just like if there were trains, you'd be like, "Ooh, is a train in this game?"
The train in this game? There's Sonic the Hedgehog in this game?
I've said before, I don't know if it was on the show or who it was to, but if I could put together a studio to make a video game, it would have trains and dinosaurs in it.
Yeah, I'd have a little dinosaur T-Rex as a train conductor.
Sure. And then obviously the raptor would be the detective.
He's on the detective. On the murder mystery on the Jurassic Express.
Yes. Yep.
We got there at the same time.
We got there. Yeah. And then the last game I have on this list is Dino Blade.
Yeah, the crap game.
This game started off with an animation. There was just a dude on social media who made a sick animation of a Spinosaurus with a giant buster blade swinging around and doing flips and like looking cool, right? And they made a few different animations after that one, because that one popped off. So they continued.
Like, it's the coolest thing anyone's ever seen.
Yeah. So they continued making different animations with different dinosaurs wielding different sorts of melee weapons. And they were really popular. And people were constantly just like, this should be a game. Make this a game. Make this a game. And the dude making the animations was like, I don't make games. I don't know how to do that. No, stop asking me. And then eventually he was like, okay, fine. I'm learning. And now I'm making a game out of it. So yeah, the dude, he went from just like a really cool animation that popped off to now like creating a game out of it that people are wish listing.
I saw one of my friends had it wish listed, and I immediately just wish listed it. I love how it's like similar to games you played, Elden Ring, Night Rain. Very well, very well.
Yeah, no, from what I haven't played the demo yet. From what I know of the demo, because people were looking at this and were like immediately drawing comparisons to like a Dark Souls or a Souls-like game with its combat. This is, it seems, and from what I've read, very, very early on still in this game's like development. But from what I've heard, it's like it doesn't feel like Dark Souls when you're playing it. Like that's not like the type of action combat that this is. Maybe it changes, maybe it resembles more Dark Souls like stuff later on. But yeah, from what I have heard from people who have like played it, like they went in expecting it to feel like Dark Souls, and it wasn't quite that. But yeah, it's super early. Actually, I want to find the like original.
The animation.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to look at. Well, it was so there's a another, like, it's just Crab Fight or something like that.
There's
That's just like what I immediately thought of, just like big guy. What's the name of this video game? Like just a big creature wielding sword, or weapons and fighting each other. But this seems to have a little bit more like animation sauce than that one did, which was more memeable.
yeah. So here, let's see if I can make this. I'll do this. So this is
Fight Crab. Yeah, Fight Crab.
This is
I said it backwards.
Oh, Fight Crab. Oh, I think I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do know that one. Yes, so that's like a big isn't it? Yeah, it's a multiplayer game. Isn't it kind of battle? I don't know. This is I believe the guy who made the animation, and he put together this like little short of like the history of like how this came about. So I'll hit play. The game was created 2 years ago, or this was created 2 years ago, and was no intention of being a game. So here's the animation. And it's sick. It's like I said, it's just the Spinosaur with a giant Buster Blade, just like doing tricks with this blade, throwing it and shit and screaming. And then he came out with more animations of different dinosaurs with different swords, a dragon with a giant sword doing flips and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and then here's even a fight. It's just cool. Okay.
Oh, cool. It's just cool.
It's
Yeah,
just cool.
cool.
And like,
I wonder was a dragon that does.
Yeah. And this T-Rex has a sword and two guns. But yeah, now it's becoming a game. And like if this game gets enough time and polish, it's just from the clips that I'm seeing, it's just cool as heck. It's just
it looks like, here's the thing, it looks like it has hands.
It looks like it has hands. And like this is one of those things now where like the idea is there, the animations and the talent, or the animation is there, and now you just need the talent in all the right places. I don't know how many people are making this game, because on Steam it says like it has a team name. It's not just like the dude's name. It's like Team Spino LLC. So like I imagine there's more than just this one dude working on this. So yeah, if you can get the right people in the right places to help polish it, the animations are going to be there. I trust the animations, but you need to make the animations like line up and feel good with
Buddy. Yeah, you have to make the actual action, like the dodging, the parrying, the action in general.
Yeah, and you
feel like it has the proper amount of weight and all that kind of technical stuff.
It's got to do what you want it to do when you press the button. A lot more than just creating an animation like this guy originally did, but like yeah, that one could go off in the right crowd if he just, if he's not impatient, and if he can just keep working on it, basically, is like what I'm hoping. And that's dinosaurs. That's dinosaurs. So
dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting the 2 Jurassic Park games, and like the Evolution 3 just came out, and the Jurassic Park Survival, which seems to be like direct alien isolation attempt.
Yeah, and they're
coming out next year.
There are other ones. Dinosaur.
Yeah, Exopark or whatever. I don't know. There's one that I watched people stream with like raptors were all scary, and you had the alien isolation.
Oh my god, hold on. Best dinosaur games that surely no, don't want that. There's multiple there's a lot of cool dinosaur games to be excited about. Oh wow, Kotaku had an article.
You are Kotaku.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't want to look up these right now, but the Lost Wild. Is that the Jurassic Park one? I don't know. But yeah, I completely even forgot about that one. That like there was just like a Jurassic Park Alien Isolation one. As well as like 3
shot
others.
Shot the flare and everything, so you know.
Death Ground. That's one of the ones.
Yeah.
Death Ground is a survival horror game. Where it's like you're playing as humans in essentially Jurassic Park, and you're trying to survive. So yeah. Last topic. Oh
yeah, just like the dinosaurs went extinct at one point. Many people seemingly went extinct in the world of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Yeah. I
think it's better to have bad segues, you know. I think no. I'm shielded from criticism if my segues are bad
on purpose. Yeah, because I was thinking more along the lines of like Metroid Prime 4 was like something that like seeming like that at one point walked the earth and was announced and then disappeared forever, but now it's returned. I don't know. So yeah, this game, Metroid Prime 4, coming out soon.
Yeah, 1 month exactly to the day.
Which probably why we got a trailer, right?
Yeah, they got to start the marketing for this finally.
It is finally, exactly. It is something that I had. So coming into this week with the limited amount of thought that I put into it, because I was just like tired and sick and whatnot. Something that did cross my mind was, hey, Metroid Prime 4 is coming out pretty soon, and I don't see anything for it from Nintendo anywhere. But now it's starting to kick up. Finally. We're gonna watch the trailer together?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Nope.
Me neither. So I'll turn the volume on. We'll watch this Metroid Prime trailer. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Are you just gonna watch it through my stream, or are you gonna watch it on your own?
No. Let me know when you hit play, and I'll hit play at the same time.
I can hit what, the space bar to hit play, right?
I think so.
Okay, so I'm at 0, 0, 0. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Yep. Sounds great.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect. Look at that. It was the opening of Star Wars 3.
Dinosaurs.
Oh, there's some dinosaurs. Yeah.
No sound? Really?
No sound on there. What the
Oh wait,
heck,
that's really weird. I'm watching it. And it was like,
yeah, no, there's no sound. Yeah. I turned the volume. I paused mine and turned the sound on for you.
Properties. It should be okay. Hold on.
What the heck?
Hold on. I'm gonna do all this because none of this is needed. Ready to start over?
Yep.
Hold on. Let me see if this works. Oh, that looked like it worked. Okay. All right. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
M2.
Sound now. Yes. Thank you, Tara. There's the dinosaurs.
I like that so far. You see Samus in 2 different outfits.
You immediately saw her in a couple different, yeah.
It looks as lonely as like the other Metroid Prime does, which I love.
You love that about it, how lonely it is. I guess that's a part of it.
It's like this is like the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, what are those guys? Oh, man, that snow part looks sick.
You have to imagine that.
The Sekiro slides?
Okay, we know it does. There it is.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Going back to the business opposition. Oh, man.
No, what I was going to say is you have to imagine that whole trailer was running on Switch too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we started the show, we talked about Animal Crossing and how it's getting a Switch 2 edition.
Yes.
This is weird. This is a weird one where they are pitching this as you get Metroid Prime 4 and also Metroid Prime 4 Switch 2 edition. So I think it's strange to have that like 4 months, 5 months, whatever after the Switch 2 already came out, but I guess that goes with how long this development cycle has been.
And just like I would assume like the install base, right, of the Switch 1 is so much bigger, so
yeah
they're gonna try.
They're giving it to as many people as they can. What did we see in this trailer? So I think
I'm gonna play it again without sound for me, so I
think we see some new locations.
There's obviously like all the different, as you said, new locations and different environments that you're going through. We don't see a lot of like the open world. It seems like, which is probably for the best.
They're not trying to shift too much. We do see. Oh, let me go back. So, where those dinosaurs that we said flew by, we've seen this area. We saw that in like when it was like the most recent reveal, and then also this area with like this weird spiny circle building. We've seen this a few times now. This feels important. This feels like a very important location based off of like all their marketing. We've seen it a few times. I think immediately after this, do we see the bike? Like, is this just where we get the bike? No. But then
it looks like this is where we get red though, because we're still orange here.
Oh, in the spiny place.
Yeah, and then like a scene or two later, we're red.
You're right. You do still look classic Samus at the spiny place, and then it cuts to this red zone in the sleek red armor with like the purple highlights. Which this is an area we have not, I don't think, seen anything before. As well as like I don't remember seeing much of the like we've seen the sand. I don't think we've seen much of the snow before this, but yeah, hopefully like and like I maybe it's just me being hopeful, but this trailer looks like it fits that like atmosphere that Metroid Prime games like nail typically, or that they that thrive. You said you mentioned the loneliness, that it looks lonely.
Yeah, which is part of the vibe. It's just like that, like you're like in this like pretty much empty world, and that occasionally there are like things you're fighting and whatnot. Like really adds to like the kind of the anticipation, I guess. If you go to like 27 seconds, you can see the whole HUD.
I'm at 26, 27. Yeah.
Okay, I think you can, either way, you can see the whole HUD, I think. And so like you can see the map there. You can see like the directionals and all this. Like, I'm so curious. It like on the left side, it looks like you have different like it looks like you're going to be tied to your like your digital pad or whatever, and different your Metroidvania like kind of skill stuff.
I think those are the rockets.
Yeah, like your rockets or your fire, like something else.
Because you can see those on the left. That's clearly where, like, yeah, you said the D-pad that you like choose what you're equipped, and then on the right side you have that same icon that is selected, that like pointy triangular blue thing. So I imagine you can have, you know, some stuff equipped to the left for like quick swapping to different.
What do you think is right above your health bar? I'm assuming the thing on the top is your health bar. That's my guess, right? But what are the three? What do you think those three squares are?
Additional health.
Or like armor or something.
It could be armor. From what I can remember from Metroid, I think they're energy tanks.
Oh, you're right.
I think you run out of your like your health, and then it takes one of those top bars away and you refill your health. I think it's like, you know, kind of like a boss. You know how the bosses typically have like the multiple health bars? I think it's kind of like works that way.
I jumped to 41 seconds, and that's actually a really good freeze frame, I think, because again, for the HUD stuff.
In the 41 seconds,
you're surrounded by a bunch of the wolves
in the snow,
dudes. Yeah, and like so, like I love for it here, like your mini map completely gone on the top right, and your like radar is just screaming enemies at you. Like this looks sick. This looks like this moment would be fucking horrifying.
And then now, if you look at the top now, those if you look at that thing above, like the health that you were talking about, one of those blips is gone.
You're right.
Times takes damage. No, you don't really see it, but and then actually, yeah, it looks like you gained them because in some shots, like this shot right here at 28 seconds, there's only one blip above the health bar, and it doesn't look like any others are empty.
Yeah, I see.
Whereas
then later on
at 41, you have two, but it looks like a third one is empty.
You're right. You're so right.
My guess is it's like health related, like additional health bars. I think that's how Metroid Prime worked. I think some of this looks real nice.
Yeah. They did a good job of like the art direction.
I want to see more places that you ride the bike.
Yeah, because that was a big issue with like the last trailer, was that the bike part, like the open world part, looked not good. Like even like where you're on the bike here, like some of this looks like kind of flat.
You don't see a lot of it here, yeah.
Like at 56, where you are right here, that doesn't look. This doesn't look like anything. I mean, that's the issue with deserts in video games. It's like,
it's just bland. It's just nothingness.
It's just nothing.
Yeah.
At least with like the ice part, which is also just like kind of one color, you at least have like the moodiness of like the snowstorm kind of thing going on.
And then you get this guy. What's his name? I was gonna call him Calyrex, but that's a Pokemon.
You talking about the Aberax, the big guy?
Aberax, yeah, the bad guy. The bad guy here. He is the only bit of story that we know for this game, and it's just that he's here.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about a different guy than me. If you scroll earlier,
you're talking about the boss.
It's the boss Aberax. Yeah, I don't know who the not Samus robot looking dude is.
I believe he's from 3. I think he's from 3.
Man, I wish they should make it available to play 3 before this game comes out. Why aren't you put 2 and 3 on the GameCube store?
Yeah.
Thing.
But yeah, so no bit of story at all is known. Also, I just want to point out this trailer is called Survive. Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna be like I really like have high hopes for this game, especially like as like my Switch 2's like quote unquote killer app. That's just like Metroid has always been a little bit more of the like not for everyone type of Nintendo game.
Yeah, sure.
Which has always made me like kind of like want to like it more.
Mm-hmm.
It's, born a contrarian will die a contrarian. Um, and like I like my Switch too. I play stuff on my Switch too. I haven't played like a Donkey Kong came out, and that was like my big thing. And I love Donkey Kong, and I'm just so excited to get my hands on my Switch 2 and play more on it. But I'm just waiting for this,
Yeah.
just waiting for my next big thing. And this truly does a good job of making me like excited to get into this universe more and get into this like that vibe.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. Samus is lost on another planet, stranded, has to find her way out. That sounds like most of these games.
Yeah, I'm imagining a lot of like the story bits and whatnot they're gonna hold on to, as sort of like the talking point about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond when it releases. So like if they aren't going into any of like the story for the next month before this game comes out, what else do they show us? Is it just different
systems? Maybe, I don't know.
Different environments, upgrades, monsters, bosses. Because it seems like it's gonna be a mystery of what is actually happening in this game. I've been trying to go through their like Twitter account right now, Nintendo's, to see how much Metroid they've posted. And 2 days ago, they posted a quick little 7-second clip, blast through anything that stands between you and survival. But other than that, and like the trailer that we got today, we haven't seen anything for Metroid Prime 4. Nothing.
It is like it feels like, I know Sakurai has his own beast and like whatnot, but like it feels like most of these first party games should get some sort of like direct focusing on them. Or like not even a direct, like this video, like this could very well just be like the commercial, right? Like this is just like the TV commercial or whatnot. But like I would love like at least like a 5-6 minute thing. I think that would just be better. It would calm my like a little bit anxieties of the game.
Yeah, so like I'm hopeful for Prime 4 because of basically Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
The part that scares me, and it's the same for 2 games that are both on their way out, or like both on their way to release. It's Metroid Prime and Hyrule Warriors. Because Hyrule Warriors comes out in 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's another thing where it's like
no marketing for it.
Hardly any marketing for it. And like it almost feels like with Hyrule Warriors, it's kind of like they've just kind of like felt like, well, the people who know about it are gonna play it, and the people who don't know about it, they weren't gonna play it anyway.
Which is crazy for like one of their like pillars, you think?
Because like
even though like Hyrule is like Warriors is like a sub brand of Zelda, Zelda's still like their second, third biggest IP.
Yeah. Because like I don't know, like
7 or something, but still.
Because if we compare it to other Nintendo first party games, like Pokemon is a game, and it has like its main line series, like Zelda, But like Legends ZA is, I would consider it. It's like it's not the mainline series, right? But
that we know of yet.
But it has had way more marketing than both Metroid and Hyrule Warriors probably combined, honestly. And maybe it's just because it's Pokemon, but like Zelda's Zelda. So yeah, I don't know. That's part of what makes me like curious, like why don't they want to spend the money on the marketing for these games?
Yeah, and I think it's like even though Dread did pretty darn well, like I do like think Nintendo still like views Metroid as like farther down the totem of like if you were to rank, or if you like Nintendo IPs by how much Nintendo cares about them, like it's 7, 8, maybe. So yeah, especially if we're splitting Donkey Kong and splitting Luigi away from Mario, right? Like it goes farther down at that point.
From what I can see, which this is all like a couple years old now because the game's years old. But Metroid Dread is the best-selling Metroid game.
Yeah, and it sold how much?
At this point, it was over 3 million copies.
Which is like good. It's really anyone would love to sell that, but like compared to like Nintendo's like Animal Crossing,
right,
any Mario game, either the Zeldas, like it's nowhere like right. It's like not even a fifth of the way a Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon's like in the 20, 30 millions, like if not higher.
From this,
so
hold on, let me see. Yeah, like Animal Crossing, if this is correct, New Horizons worldwide had sold over 46 million copies.
Yeah.
It is the second best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch, only behind Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Oh, that's so stupid. Back at the beginning of the show, when we talked about Animal Crossing, we were like, hey, what other games could use a Switch 2 edition?
Dread is the 46th highest selling Switch 1 game, sorry.
Wow, that's low. It's good, but like yeah, Smash Ultimate. Yeah.
Won't get, and give Sakurai a couple months break again after Air Riders come out. Maybe he'll tweak it.
Yeah, I don't think Sakurai would do that though.
Yeah.
I don't think Sakurai's the type of guy who goes and says like, hey, let's just repackage this game with better graphics. Yeah. Well, that's that.
I sent you on the Metroid Prime. This is a teaser for the post show, so we're gonna keep it in the post show. On my recommendations for like what to watch next, this popped up and I DM'd it to you.
I see this.
We should just throw that on in the post show.
Okay.
So if you want to hear about Minecraft Dragon Ball Z DLC, check it out in the post show.
As well as watch us play Gamedle.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Gamedle as we always do every week.
But yeah, that's it. So let's see. Closing out the show. What's coming out or what's going on this week? Hyrule Warriors comes out.
Yep.
I don't think like we're not really in the show event season right now.
I think we could talk about like the Golden Joysticks I think started talking about their nominations.
Okay.
That's like the number 3 or 4 like game award type thing coming out, but still, it's something.
Yeah, and then let's see. Yeah, this month, not really much. Next month, of course, we have the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Day of the Devs at the Game Awards. PC Game Show. PC Game Show. This is confusing to me. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say it's the PC Game Show, PC Gaming Show Most Wanted 2025, and I'm like, December's a crazy time to release your Most Wanted for 2025. But I don't think that's what they're saying. I think it's just their Most Wanted, and it takes place in 2025. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll probably talk about Europa Universalis 5 because Alex made me buy it. And so now I own it.
Okay.
So I got to play that this week with him.
Maybe I'll talk about trains.
Fucking nerds. You and me and Alex and everyone else.
Everyone in chat, you're a nerd.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Well, this has been the Park Bench.
Yeah, Park Bench episode 23. See you in the post show. Goodbye.
Bye. I yield my time.